Kirawami greetings to Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news from a beautiful place with Pacific views. It's always so much fun on Good Morning Marianas.
Monday, and it looks a little rainy, it looks a little gloomy, but that's all right. It's still going to be a great day today. It is a Monday in the Marianas, and you know it's going to be great because, well, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? I know, it's a great spot. Hey, it's 81 degrees outside right now, and it might look gloomy and it might be a little humid, but could be a lot worse. You could be in Guam. All right, if you're in Guam, that's okay. Let's just, you could be, pick another place. You could be in the mainland. You could be a Panthers fan. Hey, it's a great day out there today, and you're going to enjoy it because this is what it is. Oh my gosh, what is going on? We're not even on air. Oh, now we are. Now we're officially on air. All right, well, we've got a great show lined up. We got some guests that are going to be coming in this morning that we're looking forward to. Gloriana's coming in. Arlene's coming in, Gus is coming in. We're going to start talking about some great music things happening in our community, a great cultural celebration, and it should be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to having them come in here today, too. It's got a big celebration of local Chamorro and Carolinian. Well, I can't talk. Local Chamorro and Carolinian music, and even a cha-cha competition. And be careful, ladies. You're going to see my cha-cha, and I don't know if you can handle the truth. It's such a good cha-cha. Hey, that's going to be coming up. We're really not that far away from it. It's December 12th. It's going to be on a Thursday. It's going to be from 4 to 10. It's free to get in there at Garapan Fishing Base. It's Cantan Isla Kilul Falu concert. And we're going to hear a whole lot more about it at 7:30 when they roll in the studio to join us today. That's going to be a lot of fun. Always is when we have guests coming in. But there's going to be all kinds of guests that are going to come in and or that are going to be performing at that event. And we're really looking forward to seeing them watching the Cha-Cha contest, which is going to be epic. By the way, they just happen to have it on my mom's birthday, so they got the timing down. They got the date right. And it's going to be pretty good. Hey, before we get too far down the road, let's tell you about what we're looking at for weather today. It's 81 degrees here in Saipan. Humidity's at 88% up at the Saipan International Airport. And this is what we're looking for today. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy skies with a high near 87. Winds out of the northeast, 18 to 21 miles per hour. It seems pretty calm out there today. I didn't feel any of that stuff. Looking at gusts as high as 28 miles per hour. That's the forecast. I didn't feel any of that, and I was on the east side of the island, so you would think I'd be getting some of that. I did not feel any of that. Anyway, tonight we're looking at scattered showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy skies, low near 78. Wind's going to die down just a bit, but those gusts are still going to be there all the way up to 23 miles per hour, and that'll be when we're at the baseball game tonight. Saipan Masters League, easy for me to say when I'm yawning, resumes tonight. We'll be there with some pizza from Godfather, so you know we're not going to be starving at all. Tobot, you go out there and fly that kite this morning. That'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking for, let me know when that kite is flying high over Dandan, and we'll go out there and try to take some photos of it. Don't attach a ring to it, though. But like I said, scattered showers and thunderstorms today. You don't want to be a part of that. You don't need to be a Ben Franklin today up in Dandan. I'll tell you what, it looks all right here. We're going to take a look outside real quick, and you can see everybody's hustling and bustling. We're going to take a real quick look at traffic this morning and see what it is that we can see. And it's actually not that bad around Saipan, but out here, when you see it nice and empty like that, sometimes it can be a little misleading. So let's take a look at our traffic. I'll show you guys the old view that we've got here on the map cam. Over there at Monsignor Martinez and the CMG, it's looking a little slow, but not too bad. It's actually the folks who are trying to go up the hill as opposed to the folks coming downhill or coming from Aslito. But where it's starting to get a little nasty is over there by the college, starting to back up in both directions. Someone's probably trying to take a left-hand turn over there. But coming up the hill and going all around by NMC, it's a little bit slow. We look a little bit down to the busier intersections at Middle Road and the CMG. It's a little slow, but not too bad. People trying to make a left and head north on Middle Road. But where it's going to get a little bit worse this morning, over there by the AK intersection. I know, we still call it that. It's not even AK anymore. I know, but that's what we got. Anyway, slowing down because it's still a little jacked up with, excuse me, with all that construction. And we'll see how that ends up going. It's also a little slow over there by McDonald's right now. Somebody must be trying to get in and get their early breakfast. How about Chow and Piao? Well, train wreck for real. It's not great over there. You take a look over at the intersection over by Mobile, and it's just slow, and it's just starting. It's gonna get ugly, and it's gonna get ugly fast. The whole way down the road, down Tunkyoshi Road, looks a little bit slow. Let's take a real quick look over by Garapan. It's a little bit slow, but let's look at the tennis courts. Navy Hill area is always one of those spots where it slows up a little bit. And it is a little bit on the south, and some folks coming down the hill from Navy Hill getting over to the intersection. One more look, we'll head over to the base of Issa Drive, and Middle Road not looking too bad. A little bit slow, but still doable. So it's 7:19, so when you're on your way, that's up to get you going a little bit, to let you know where to go and if there's any shortcuts that you could take. Everything else looks to be pretty good for right now, so we're throwing it back down to the road and coming right back in studio. And here we are. Oh, man. Yeah, checking you guys out in the comments. Good thing I got a mute button there. You guys can't hear me clearing my throat. Like DJ Cool. Hey, yeah, Tobot, that was a great game on Friday night. The Marlins and the Blue Jays, and now I am one of the Blue Jays. And wow, that was so much fun, man. I have not played ball in a real long time, and to get out there with the guys was great. So not bad, right? So I went 2 for 5 and an RBI. So I'll take it. I'll take it for my first game. And 2 for 5, that means there was a lot of offense in that game, and there was. I think it was like 13-15 is what the final score ended up being. It was one of those wild ones where we took the lead early, and then the Marlins ended up scoring like 11 runs in one of the innings. It was disgusting. And then we had to come back at the end, and we did. Tied it up and went ahead in the top of the 7th, and that's all she wrote, folks. So that was a good game, and I'm looking forward to more of that action tonight when we get down there for the Saipan Baseball League Masters League. Man, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. In fact, let me go in here real quick, just because I didn't see who's playing tonight, but I'll be able to open it up right now and tell you all about it. Yeah, tonight we're looking at the Pirates and Brewers. Man, that's going to be a good game. Tomorrow, Tillbot's going to be torn. It's going to be the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. And then no game on Wednesday. I think that's a mistake. I think because they put the game on Thanksgiving. I think they moved that game, right? Did they move it to tomorrow night or Wednesday night? And that's Marlins and Falcons. So that should be a good game. That's all 6 teams in those 3 days this week. And then we just keep on rolling, baby. So we'll look forward to that. Tonight we'll be there. Hopefully we will be there with us too. Pirates Brewers, 6:30 tonight, Tonco Field. Weather permitting, right? It just depends on how that forecast really pays off. All right, it says Masters League This season is super entertaining. All three games have massive comebacks. Man, I'll tell you what, it was. It was a great comeback for us, but all of the games have been good so far. They're all exciting. I think it's almost, and it's hard to say this, and I think it's more entertaining than the regular league, only because their teams are so even, right? And it looks like evenly distributed talent. Now, there might be a couple teams that got a little bit more, and I think the pitching is going to be the key. After seeing what was out there last week, I'm like, yeah, the pitching is going to be a big deal. Whoever's got the arms that can go, those are the guys who are going to have the best teams for sure. We'll see what happens. I'll tell you what, Kevin Capileo played great for us. He came in relief, and he had a rough inning. He came in with the bases loaded, and he had to try to dig himself out of that. But the rest of the game, he battled, and was good enough to get us the win. So we'll take it for sure. Let's give you guys some scores, too, while we're at it. Here we go. I'll tell you what, I was watching this morning because I'm a big fantasy football guy, and I'm watching my team winning right now, but I don't know if we're going to be able to hold on. Let's give you the recap. Last week, the Steelers lost to the Browns in Cleveland in that snow game, 24-19. Now, here's what happened in the early games today. The Titans pull off an upset over the Texans, 32-27 in Houston. Right now, the Vikings and the Bears still battling it out. They're all evened up at 27, but the Bears have the ball second and 9 on Chicago's 31 with 9 minutes left in overtime. 14 seconds left in 14 seconds left in the game. Cowboys and Commanders. Cowboys with a 34-26 lead. We'll see where it goes from there. Dolphins laying a beatdown on the Patriots in Miami, 34-15. The Chiefs, boy, they just hung on to beat the Panthers 30-27 in a game that was way closer than anyone thought it would be, and definitely closer than it should have been. The Buccaneers beating up on Tommy Cutlets and the Giants 30-27 in New Jersey. The Lions, they end up going into Indianapolis and lump on the Colts 24-6. And now the late games just getting started. There's only a couple of them. The Broncos and the Raiders, they're all at zeros midway through the first quarter in Las Vegas. But coming up in about a minute, they're supposed to kick off. Cardinals at Seattle, and then you've got the 49ers in Green Bay, Lambeau Field. So we'll see how those guys do, and we'll keep you updated throughout the show. It's been a pretty good week for football. It's sad for me because my Bills aren't playing, and that's what really gets me going. That's what, not having, thankfully I've got fantasy football, because were it not for that, I'd be totally out of pocket. I'd have nothing to do, no reason to watch football or anything like that. So anyway, that's the scores. We'll let you know as things progress. And we're going to start getting into some of our top stories here too, but I know our guests are starting to roll in, and we're going to get them started at 7:30 today. So let's get you, now we're early enough, let's get you guys real quick, a couple of commercials for some of our sponsors, and then we're going to get to our guests today and start hitting on the local headlines. And we're also going to be taking your comments and your calls today. The number is 789-2323, 789-2323.
For Black Friday to score a great deal, head to IT&E right now for Black November. All month long, bring home a free smartwatch or other accessories when you get one of the latest phones on the device payment plan. A new phone plus infinite data for as low as $65 a month to connect to who and what matters the most all year long. It's the deal that keeps on giving. Visit ite.net for details. IT&E, connections that matter.
Is persistent to build. Be the inspiration, they witness approve. We do what we do by the rules in the book. We be a lottie where discipline and vision is built. We lead by example, persistent to build. Be the inspiration, they witness approve. We do what we do by the rules in the book.
AP Sports, I'm Mike Reeves. There was just one NCAA football game on Saturday that pitted two teams in the top 5 against one another, and it was played in Columbus, Ohio, where number 2 Ohio State met number 5 Indiana with the Hoosiers, hoping to keep their record unblemished. Here's AP correspondent Dave Ferry.
CFP number 2 Ohio State has moved a step closer to a spot in the Big Ten title game by drubbing number 5 Indiana 38-15. Will Howard threw for 201 yards and 2 touchdowns, missing on just 4 of his 26 passes.
Completion percentage, and if it's a good completion percentage, it means I'm making good decisions with the football and keeping us on track. So as long as we're winning games, I'm not really worried about stats.
Howard also ran for a TD. Emeka Egbuka had 7 receptions for 80 yards and a score as the 10-1 Buckeyes knocked the Hoosiers from the unbeaten ranks.
Number 3 Texas took care of Kentucky 31-14. Quinn Ewers threw 2 touchdown passes to Gunnar Helm, and Quintravion Wisner rushed for 158 yards and a touchdown. Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian.
Having the ability to run it when they know you're going to run it is critical, and we're able to do that for 250 yards. So proud of our guys. It's back-to-back 10-win seasons for us again.
4th-ranked Penn State trailed 10-0 early, then came back to defeat Minnesota 26-25. The Nittany Lions salted the game away by holding the ball for the final 5 minutes and 48 seconds of the game, including converting a 4th and 1 from their own 34 on a fake punt. Number 6 Notre Dame had a date with 9-0 and number 19 Army, and it was a good night for the Fighting Irish, as correspondent Tom Merriam reports.
Army's bid for an undefeated season ended emphatically, and Notre Dame's chances for a high ranking in the college football playoff surged as the Fighting Irish routed the Cadets 49-14 at Yankee Stadium. Notre Dame scored on its first 2 drives of the game, jumping out to a 14-0 lead on 2 touchdown passes by Riley Leonard. The first went for 28 yards to Jordan Faison, the second from 6 yards out to Jeremiah Love. After Army cut its deficit to 14-7, Love scored his second touchdown on a 16-yard run, capping a 3-play drive in which he carried the ball for all 41 yards. He then scored his third touchdown on a 68-yard run on the first play of the second half to make it 35-7.
Man, that play was beautiful. The O-line executed perfectly. Receivers did their job as well, and that's just a combination of that's team glory right there.
7th-ranked Alabama suffered their 3rd loss of the season, falling at Oklahoma 24-3 as the Sooners picked off Crimson Tide quarterback Jalen Milrose 3 times. Oklahoma becomes bowl eligible for the 25th straight season. Number 8 Miami beat Wake Forest 42-14. Cam Ward threw for 280 yards and a pair of scores while setting Hurricanes single-season records for passing yards and completions.
With the receiving group that I have, the O-line that I have, any quarterback in this position is able to break some records. So, they're the reason why I was able to do that today. I'm just glad we got a win.
9th-ranked Ole Miss was upset at Florida, with the Gators winning 24-17. Number 10 Georgia had no trouble with UMass winning 59-21. 11th-ranked Tennessee shut out UTEP 56-0. Number 12 Boise State held off Wyoming 17-13. 15th-ranked Texas A&M lost in 4 overtimes at Auburn 43-41. And number 16 Colorado was upset at Kansas 37-21. Up next, results from the NBA and NHL, including a history-making goal in Pittsburgh. NBA, the Warriors were looking to continue their fast start this season when they took a 12-3 record into San Antonio to meet the Spurs. Correspondent Roy Flores reports.
For the second straight game, San Antonio battled back from a double-digit second-half deficit, this time beating the Golden State Warriors 104-94 Saturday night. The Spurs, winners of 3 straight, chipped their way out of a 17-point hole and took the lead for good 93-90 on a deep 3 by rookie Stephon Castle with 3:48 left.
It was more just in the moment. I wasn't really thinking that. I was hoping for a foul. I think I got elbowed in the face, like the possession right before. But I mean, yeah, it was a big play. I'm happy to see it go down.
Victor Wembanyama, back after missing 3 games with a knee injury, had a game-high 25 points and 9 assists. Andrew Wiggins scored 20 points to pace 5 Warriors in double figures.
The Jazz stunned the Knicks 121-106, winning for the first time in 5 games. Lauri Markkanen scored 34 points as Utah made 19 of 34 shots from three-point range.
I feel like it was a fast-paced game. There was times they got a little tired with the way we were moving, changing ends on, both teams, offense and defense.
Elsewhere in the NBA, the Magic defeated the Pistons 111-100. Memphis outgunned Chicago 142-131. Portland edged Houston 104-98. The Bucks made it 4 straight wins, taking down the Hornets 125-119, and the Nuggets rolled past the Lakers in LA 127-102. NHL, the Penguins lost to Utah 6-1 in Pittsburgh, but the lone Penguins goal was a history-making one as Sidney Crosby scored his 600th career goal, becoming the 21st player in league history to accomplish the feat.
I've been fortunate for some of those milestones to be here at home and have family here and be in front of the home crowd. So it's, I think it's even more special to be able to do it.
The Stars were in Tampa to take on the Lightning. Here's Walt Marsicano with the story.
The Dallas Stars began a 3-game road trip, defeating the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-2. The clubs traded goals in the opening frame, 2 from the Lightning's Anthony Cirelli. Evgeny Dadonov and Miro Heiskanen converted for Dallas. The Stars' Matt Duchene broke the tie in the 6-minute mark of the third period with his 11th tally of the season.
I thought we started to come on in the second. We got better as every period went, and I think the third we cranked it up a notch. But yeah, it was had a playoff feel to it.
Jake Ottinger stopped 27 shots to earn his 11th win this season.
The rest of the results on the ice, it was Philadelphia 3, Chicago 2 in overtime. The Flames beat the Wild 4-3 in a shootout. LA edged Seattle 2-1. The Avalanche outscored the Panthers 7-4. Las Vegas won at Montreal 6-2. Vancouver edged Ottawa 4-3. Boston beat Detroit 2-1. New Jersey was a 3-2 winner at Washington. The Blue Jackets picked up a 5-4 shootout win over the Hurricanes. The Islanders defeated the Blues 3-1. Buffalo beat San Jose 4-2, and the Oilers defeated the Rangers 6-2. Mike Reeves, AP Sports.
Player number 14, Ian Newman.
It's a great day to be up 3-0. I'll tell you that. It probably is not great to be down.
I'm Brad Rosala, and I'm the owner for Commonwealth Communications.
And I am Jojo Alipuzu. I am the owner of Island Image and Motion.
And this is our joint venture, Sideline Studios. This whole concept that we have of doing all these live stream productions and covering news and doing live shows and everything, it wouldn't happen if we didn't have a great partner like IT&E, someone who could handle the bandwidth and provide it and then get us what we need when we need it and then be a real partner for us for all the events, whether we're doing live sporting events, broadcasts. All of these things happen because of our partnership with IT&E.
With IT&E providing us with the fiber and point-to-point and even the MBRs, it's just a great piece of equipment to use when we're broadcasting our sports, our events, our performances, especially our cultural performances. And it's just great to share our culture here in the Marianas with the world. And IT&E has been there from the get-go.
The thing I like best about working with IT&E is how willing they are to come out and find a solution. Even for Liberation Day, we thought we had a pretty good solution for our live stream setup, and it turns out that we did not have the right setup that we thought we needed. That day, just before the parade, reached out to Paul and said, here's our situation. What do you think? He's like, we're gonna figure this out. While he's sitting there barbecuing, getting ready for the parade to start, he starts burning up the phone lines, calling everybody in IT&E, what can we do, what's the right solution? They left their families to do this stuff and get us the equipment that we needed to broadcast live. That's over and above. That's on a holiday. That's when he was out there spending time with his family.
That's why IT&E is just the best, just really in touch with the people and the community.
I recommend IT&E to everybody. Tell them the options are there, and you could choose whoever you want and then figure out what you think is the best. But when you're ready, when you're tired of having your calls disconnected or not having service, then you reach out to the guys from IT&E.
All right,
right, good morning, Marianas. It is 7:36 a.m., and we are looking down there at the beach road in Olei. You can see it's some wet going. It's not that bad, but we definitely got some sprinkles this morning, trying to make sure that grass can grow again. So if you thought you were going to be in dry season already, not so fast. You don't put that bush cutter away just yet. Anyway, still 81 degrees outside. Humidity's at 89%. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that are going on, but we're going to give you a real quick traffic update before we get too deep into this with our guests and everything. So let's take a good look down over at what's happening. And by the way, if this music is not exciting enough, I'm kind of right there with you. What if we same band, different song? There we go. It's a little bit more upbeat. There we go. All right, so that's what we're looking at over there by the AK intersection right now in Olei. It's pretty easy right now at 7:37 in the morning. Not exactly what I was thinking it was going to be at all. It looks great. How about over by IT&E? IT&E is looking a little bit slow if you're heading west or eastbound, going up the hill toward Middle Road. But other than that, it's not too bad. Let's see our big time, always perennial trouble spot over in Shell Dandan. And yeah, it is again. People coming down the hill from San Vicente are going to find themselves stuck at a red light. So go slow around those curves. If you're coming in from Aslito, you're going to be pushed up all the way back. Well, not quite as far back as Maddie's Barbecue. But trust me, if you're taking that route, you know that route. It's not a bad day for it right now. You're doing okay. Maybe people are just taking their sweet time going to work today. On the other hand, coming down by Tun Joaquin Doi, oh boy. Once you get past LN Market, forget it. Getting through the village by the post office and everything is a slow go. That's because by the time you get out there to Beach Road, you're going to hit all that traffic over there. What you could do is just park over there, go stop over to Great Harvest and enjoy a nice little sandwich and some coffee. Over there by the Chalumpiao intersection, forget it. Just pack it up. Read a book. It's going to be a while. That intersection is not fun at all right now. All that single lane, all the construction, not going to be fun for anybody. But you could go for it. You could try. I would say go away from there if you can. Let's go head up into Garapan real quick. Ooh, geez. My goodness. The road, CMG between Beach Road and Middle Road just got nasty. The traffic is a lot worse than it was just a couple of minutes ago. Traffic really piling up at those lights right now. All right, so anyway, over to the tennis courts in Garapan. Let's go see what they got at AMP by Navy Hill. And, well, it's not that bad. You're doing okay. There's definitely people getting stuck coming down on Navy Hill and folks who are traveling south on Middle Road. But other than that, it's pretty minor. All right, one last check. We're going to look at Issa Drive. Folks coming down from Ozma Twist, Tanapag, San Roque, and beyond. They're just backing up a little bit. Not even all the way to the driveway for the old Saipan Zoo, where they had the tiger crossings. So you're doing okay right now. Nothing too much to worry about. We are going to go back to it and get into some of our other stuff as our guests are rolling in. We've got one of three. We're batting 333 right now with guests. One is here. The other two are on the way. Hey, that's okay. I'm all about island time. I embrace it. It is my life. It's like I moved to the right place for me because I need that kind of stuff. I need island time. I want to make sure that nobody's upset if I'm a little bit late. There's only a few. Today is National Play Day with Dad. So if you've got some kids and you want to go have some fun with them, hey, take them out of school today. Go do some cool stuff. It says National Play Day with Dad falls on November 25th. That's today. It's a day dedicated to encouraging fathers to take a more active role in their children's lives and spend the day engaging with their children in various activities. All parents are guilty of spending more time tending to their children than having fun with them. So it comes with the territory, but parenting isn't always fun. This is the day for you to put aside your duties and plan some fun activities with your children. Plan a day of fun adventures and give your children some extra love on this special day. That sounds like a great idea. Let's see, we got, hey, Eric, good morning. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Yeah, it's great to see you guys this morning for sure. Hopefully you tune in and watch some baseball tonight. It is going to be another great one tonight when these guys get together. All right, what else? Let's start hitting a little bit of this stuff. We got some time. we got some time. We're not going to talk about all this stuff. No, we're not going to talk about the Middle East stuff today. That's a little too heavy for me this morning. Although I am seeing all this stuff, we're not going to get deep into it. Hey, remember how that deal that happened with CUC and CHC? Well, everybody seems to want to get in on that action now. And it kind of knew it was going to happen, just a matter of time. So the Senate and the House both put in the bill to get CHC paying the commercial rate instead of the government rate. Well, that went to the governor. The governor signed it into law, and so that's it. No rate study, no anything. That's just where they're going with it. And the governor made a real good point. He's like, hey, CHC can't pay anyway. They're not paying their bill anyway. Give them the lower rate so they can actually afford it. And of that $60 million that they are in arrears with CUC, said most of that stuff is like penalties and fines. So lower them down to the commercial rate and they'll be good to go. Well, CPA heard that and said, yes, please. We'll take some of that. So CPA is going to try to get in on some of that action too. They just had a meeting and they are absolutely going to go after that. They have they have a love-hate relationship with CUC. It's not really a hate, but they've got a little back and forth about who's not paying for what, whether CUC is not paying for the land for the wells, or if CPA is not paying for its utilities. They usually end up offsetting and calling it square. Well, now they're going to try to do it to where they end up getting that lower rate. And it's a substantial difference. We'll go over to the CUC website and just let you see all that stuff. And it really is, there we go. Here. It really is a big difference. So the way the rate structure is, there's three of them. You've got the residential rate, which is what all of us pay. Then you've got the business rate, which is the commercial rate. And then you've got the government rate. And so the CNMI has structured it so that all of these government agencies and businesses, because they're getting all the taxes and paying all the taxes, are paying more for the overall cost of producing the power and the water, so that the regular residents are paying the lowest rate. Well, now that's starting to hit everybody a little bit. Oh, here we go, rates and tariffs. Just one moment. Just so you can see what they look like. Electric rates, residential service, government service, commercial service. We'll get them all side by side so you can see them real quick. Sound like a plan? Yes. Okay, there you go. All right, so let's start with this. This is the commercial. This is the government, and this is the residential. All right, let's get them in order here. So show you what we're looking at. So for your rate that you're paying at home, your Wando, you're paying, if your kilowatt hours per month are between 1 and 350, then your rate's at 2.10. So basically 2 cents a kilowatt hour, right? It gets a little scary. As soon as you hit 351, it jumps up to like 9 cents, almost 10 cents per kilowatt hour. That's up to 1,200 kilowatt hours. And then when you get up to 1,201 kilowatt hours per month, you're paying 15 cents, almost 16 cents per kilowatt hour, which is crazy. So basically you get penalized the more you use. There's no bulk discount at CUC. It's just the opposite. Then you end up paying your customer charge on top of that. I don't know what that's for, but I think a lot of people want to know what that $7 is, but yeah. Let's go on to the commercial rate. So we just talked about that. Those are the three rates right there. 2 cents, 9 cents, 15 cents based on your usage. Now, for the commercial rate, it is 11 cents per kilowatt hour. So it's more than just about all the residential rate, folks, except for the people who use the most, right? The 1,201 and above kilowatt hours. And their customer charge is $10 a month, right? How about the government rate? 12 cents. It's not that much bigger, but it is bigger. And it does have an impact when they're putting all that stuff together. And what's the other one? The infrastructure charge they end up paying for. I think everybody's got that. Yes, we do. I think the deal with the hospital, though, was more about the water rates. The hospital uses so much water, as you would. I mean, you would expect that too, with all the stuff that they have to do. So let me see if I can't pull that one up real quick. Because I'm only seeing the power stuff in here. I didn't see the... that's electric. How about here? Water rates. Here we go. We're going to switch this over for you too. So what you really see is all the way down at the bottom, the fixed charges. Residential, there's if you don't have a meter, you're paying $54 a month if it's a residential or a multifamily. Commercial, $275.40. And that's all the way across. The commercial for CUC, for the government, for PSS, everyone's paying. If you don't have a meter, your set charge is $275.40. You got your monthly service fees based on the size of the line that you got going in there. And it's really pretty good. $3.72 per 1,000 gallons. You cannot beat that. And that's the rate that's been around for 11 years, going on 12 years. And the rates for metered customers, pretty good too. Oh, that's the water electric charge, $3.72 per 1,000 gallons. But the actual, for the price per gallon, or not per gallon, but I guess that is per gallon. 3,000 gallons, up to 3,000 gallons, it's 72 cents per gallon. If you up to 15,000, it's 174. And again, the same thing. They charge a lot more for the higher users. And so that's something that's going to be a little bit heavier for the government side, because if you look at the government side, it's $54.30 per gallon. PSS is at least $44. And that's a rate that they'll be happy to get for CUC, or sorry, for CHC on the water side. It is pretty wild. You're right. Yep. Hey, and John William, I got your message. Thanks. I know you weren't able to make it for picking up your certificate. We'll get it to Alvin Takai. Thanks so much for that. That's a really cool move for you to give that up, because you couldn't make it. That was super cool. Let's see. We got a message just came in. Hold on. Yeah, that's about soccer stuff. Okay, great. All right, so anyway, so now CPA wants to get in on these deals. They want to get this deal for the rates, and who could blame them? And I figure, you know what? I think that going around the Utilities Commission and going around CUC and signing into law the new rate, that I think that sets up kind of a rough precedent. Granted, it's great for the hospital. They need it. They need some kind of relief. Something needed to happen. I think they really need to go in there and just do something. So they did. They're like, enough. We're getting frustrated. We just need to do something. So bam, they make a decision, some progress. Hurrah. But I kind of thought it was just a matter of time before everybody gets in and wants to do the same thing. Like, because I would. I figured the first thing, it would be the other autonomous agencies. I figured PSS would want to get in there, and CPA would want to get in there. And CPA is already saying it. We want it to. Give us some love. We want that same love. And if you could do it for the hospital, why can't you do it for CPA? That would be the question. And it seems like a pretty fair question to ask. We already know why, right? But CPA's got issues too. They're having trouble paying for their stuff. In fact, that's why they're raising all their rates too, because they got to show that they're covering their costs. So instead of reducing their costs, they're raising rates. That's not the best way, I don't think. But either way, that's the way they're going about it. And one way they could, though, reduce their costs is if they get that break and go to the other rate level. I think CUC is going to be in some trouble. I think what they need to do is, like today, that we're going to be at their meeting today, their board meeting, they're going to have to address this for sure and figure out where do we stop the bleeding on this thing. And do they have to reevaluate their rates altogether? Maybe that's the plan, but it's really not up to CUC to evaluate their rates. They could do rate studies, but the way the law's written, it's got to be the Utilities Commission that makes those changes. Unless what just happened, House and Senate sign off on this and the governor signs it into law. That's another way, but that's not the way it's supposed to really roll. It works, it happens, but the Utilities Commission, now they've got enough members, they're going to have to get to work on this pretty quick. And they just ended up doing some legislation so that those commissioners for the Public Utilities Commission are going to get paid $800 a month, except for the chair who gets $1,000. Good to be the king. Anyhow, that's what's going on in the world of utilities today. Ooh. This is going to be interesting. By the way, I wanted to touch on something. I just saw this one. This is a good story, too. We can talk about that. But I want to talk about this a little bit and see if I can't find find where it is first. 1 second. There it is. Yeah, we did touch on this last week. I don't think we read it, but we talked about those folks in Garapan. We talked about how a lot of business owners in Garapan are looking at trying to deal with I'll just say panhandlers. I mean, it's a weird, nobody's walking around with a pan. But, you know, the people who are in Garapan, I don't know if they're homeless or they're not homeless, but folks who are asking for money over and over again. I guess that's the easiest way to put it. Then you got that one guy who's been causing trouble over the last few years. That's the guy who we told you about, who was going into the coolers, the guy who broke the window, and now this is the same guy who ended up getting arrested for exposing himself in the window of American Pizza Grill. That's not the sausage that they were asking for on the pizza. But the thing is, it's an ongoing issue, right? And the folks in the Garapan Corps are trying to address this. And it's a fine line to walk, because you can't dehumanize folks who are out there, right? Some people are more like, we'll just call them troublemakers, and then the other ones might not be. Right? So just because they're there doesn't mean that they're guilty of some kind of crime and should get locked up and all that stuff. And, you know, thankfully we got somebody running NM Posse who's, you know, trying to refocus us a little bit on this kind of stuff. Greg Borja wrote this letter to the editor, and I got to see him yesterday, and, you know, it's a great leveler when you read something like this. And that he's got that point of view, because, I mean, I could go either way on this sometimes, but it's nice to hear someone who's really in this world, who knows, like in this whole world with dealing with folks who have some mental issues and everything, to just remind you, hey, there's other solutions. So I'll read this to you real quick. We'll end up taking a break. But this is from Greg Borja, the executive director for NM Posse, Northern Marianas Protection and Advocacy Systems Incorporated. And it says, rehabilitation before incarceration. So, I read in the news lately that there is a common sentiment that people with mental health needs here in the CNMI need to go to jail for causing a nuisance in the community. I, for one, do not believe that this is correct course of action to take for these individuals. Just because a person walks down the street talking to themselves doesn't mean that they're doing something different than anyone else does. Look at the people who talk on their phones on speaker in restaurants or in stores. To me, they're also creating a nuisance and disturbing the peace, but everyone acts as if that's the normal thing to do, and they're not arrested. There was a program on PBS about 20 years ago called The New Asylums, in which jails and prisons across the nation saw an increase in the number of incarcerated individuals diagnosed or undiagnosed with mental illness. Many of the individuals that entered the criminal justice system did so because the treatment services were better than what was available in their communities. Here in the CNMI, I would argue it is the opposite. While there are a few programs in corrections designed to assist individuals with mental health needs, there is in fact a need for more support in the community to address the rise in mental health diagnoses. Whenever I have encounters with people asking me for money, I simply tell them no, and they leave me alone. Several who approach me I have known for years, and I'm aware that they have mental health diagnosis, but others are able-bodied and competent. Now, I do agree that when individuals commit crimes, they should be held responsible for them. All I'm asking is for the appropriate rehabilitation for their illness before we rehabilitate them for their crime. We have seen an increase in available services for individuals who struggle with substance abuse and even mental health. Examples of drug court and mental health court. But to avail oneself of these programs, one must first commit a crime. If we examine these programs closely, they are designed to keep individuals out of correctional institutions. The CNMI should be looking for increased funding to support community living for people with mental health needs, rather than throwing them in jail. There was a follow-up to the new asylums called The Released that addressed what happens when individuals are released from correctional institutions. They tend to continue their behaviors while on the outside and wind up back in the system. Again, here in the CNMI Department of Corrections, it's not the appropriate place for providing treatment. The Northern Marianas Protection and Advocacy Systems Incorporated, or NMPASI, fights for the rights of individuals with disabilities, including those with mental health needs, to ensure they are recognized as having the same rights as any other person. NMPASI nurtures an atmosphere of treating people with dignity and respect that includes when they are involved in the criminal justice system or in the community. Greg puts a couple of links in here for more information about those documentaries, and says for more information about your rights as a person with a mental health diagnosis, please contact NMPASI at 235-7273 or visit them online at nmpasi.org or visit them at the Marianas Business Plaza in Suite 505. It's good stuff. It's a good reminder of where to go. Hey, good morning. All right, so I'm going to post these links in here, and then we're going to take a real quick break, and then we are going to have our guests pop on with you guys here in just a second. So let me copy both of these links and get them to you. Excuse me. All right, folks, real quick, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with our guests who are with us in studio. Pretty cool.
For Black Friday to score a great deal, head to ITNE right now for Black November. All month long, bring home a free smartwatch or other accessories when you get one of the latest phones on the device payment plan. A new phone plus infinite data for as low as $65 a month to connect to who and what matters the most all year long. It's the deal that keeps on giving. Visit ITE.net for details. ITNE, connections that matter.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
All right, welcome back, Marianas. It is 8:01 in the morning. and it got a whole lot prettier outside and inside. We've got two of our guests in here this morning. We're all excited about having them in here because we're going to hear about like a big event that's coming up on my mom's birthday. I don't know if they're doing this just to celebrate my mom. Probably not. But it's going to be a great event, and we're going to hear all about it right now from these two lovely ladies visiting us in studio. Oh, got to get myself out of there. Look at that. I had the microphone. Oh, I'm going to get in there a second. Hey, look, there's part of my face. All right, now I'm out of the way. And we're going to hear a little bit about this really cool event that's coming up called Cantan Isla. Hold on, I got to open this one up so I can see it a little bit bigger. Okay, Kilul Falu. Oh, see, I sound like perfect. No, it's terrible. I got to work on that. But it was so great to have you guys in studio. Thanks so much. And you guys keep doing great stuff out here in the community. And this looks like it's going to be another amazing one coming up on December 12th. So can you tell us a little bit about it?
Good morning, Brad. I'm Gloriana from Commonwealth Council for Arts and Culture, and I would like to give Ms. Arlene Regis the floor to explain about our Cantan Isla Curling Faliu since we're partnering together this year.
Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Arlene Regis. I'm with Voices of the Marianas and Save the Music Foundation. And we are here to speak about the upcoming event called Cantan Isla Kaliu Faliu. It's an event celebrating our local musicians in performing Chamorro and Refalawash music songs. That's scheduled for December 12th at the fishing bays from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. There will be a number of participants that are going to be performing on that day, and we're also going to have a cha-cha competition, 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
Look out! I got a pretty good cha-cha.
Oh,
I am.
See you there.
I'm gonna go out there, and I don't know if your crowds can handle it. I mean, it's gonna be pretty good. I can do the turn, you name it, and it's good. My wife thinks it's hilarious.
Half turn and the full turn.
Oh, I got the full thing. That's right. It almost looks like I know what I'm doing. So this is going to be on December 12th and from 4 to 10, which is great. And it looks like you've got a whole bunch of artists lined up for this thing too.
Yes, we do.
But Brad, we just met. I met with Voices of the Marianas last night, and we are looking at extending it maybe by another hour because we have Tinian Mayor just quote that they're sending 2 musicians up to be a part of the Cantan Isla.
Wow.
And we are now waiting on Rhoda. And then we have a Manamko that also reached out to us that she wants to do at least one number at the beginning and at the end. So they're coming in. So we met to just to try to be flexible on our time just to accommodate the last minute interested participants that are coming in.
Well, I love it, and I mean, there's so much going on. I mean, with all that interest, it's almost like a multi-day event. I mean, you'd think, right? I mean, going till 10 o'clock is great. Going till 11 is great too. I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone's going to be disappointed at all. So here's the list. I'm looking at Peter Aldan, Northern Stars, Tom Bassa and James Salapeo, Nolas Kaliga, Josh Castro, the Sugar King Band. Then it's the Cha-Cha contest. Oh, yeah, look out, ladies. And then Jess Areola and Nesian Harmony.
Yes.
Man, that's a great lineup.
And then we have Miss Rafaela Perry that is interested to join us, to play her uke and sing, or it's either a uke or harmonica.
No, that's
yes.
Wow, that's awesome.
We have the 2 coming in from Tinian. They are also Areola and their brothers, and they've been composing their own music, and so they're going to come and feature it at the Cantan Isla.
That is great. I mean, I can't wait to see this. And so it's going to be over at where am I? Fishing base. Yes. Wow, that's a lot of work setting up all that stuff, getting everybody up there. Oh boy, but it's going to be worth it, and it's going to be a great night. And Thursday night too. That's the regular street market night, right?
And so people were asking why not. We usually have it on a Friday or Saturday, and the response to that is that December 5th we're reactivating the Garpan Street Market again at the Paseo de Marianas. This is collaboration between Arts Council and MVA, and now the voices are in. So for December 12th, instead of it being at the Garapan Street Market at Paseo, we're bringing it to the fishing bay. So MVA will be transporting their tourists down to the Garapan fishing base only because it was scheduled prior to meeting to reactivate Street Market.
That's really cool. You know, it'd be really cool. I know that it's possible to close off the streets for the street market, but imagine in the middle of the Paseo setting up the stage for like all the music right there, and then still have the street market right there. Then people can go to the other shops and everything that's over there. Like Garapan could be hopping. But that's not an easy thing to do either.
No, it's not. But
especially all that construction.
After the construction is done, we might be doing like a block party where we have vendors here, performers there. But it's all based on the completion of the hotel street and what's happening there. Because I feel that it's a good venue to bring back traffic because a lot of businesses, have closed out after COVID, and there's just no activity happening. So I feel that it's a good idea to jumpstart Street Market at the PDM and then or the hotel street itself. And once it starts booming, then we might change and go revitalize another part of our, village of our island.
That's great. I love that block party idea. And like, you could almost have, when you get so many more people doing this stuff, you could almost have different stages. Like there's a stage over at one end for a bunch of folks, stage over there. And, but I can just see, the construction, at least in Garapan, is moving faster than what we got out here on Beach Road, right? Yes. So we got some great progress moving on that. Beach Road probably scheduled to be done by like 2037 or something like that, right? But the Garapan, man, it's cruising. Like it seems like they're really moving along on those streets, and they're working their way toward like the Hyatt side or Marianas Beach Hotel side now. But when that area is done, with all those new walkways and the trees and everything, that'll be a really exciting place to be.
Right. It can go from, street market to becoming an international street market.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Different cuisines by different ethnic places, because there's just so many blocks that, you can go through at that street market. It's just a matter of sitting down and working on the logistics.
Yeah.
How to go about it.
Well, it's exciting. I really can't wait to see Garapan looking great again. I mean, that'll be awesome. I love the street market when it was down in Garapan.
Fishing base.
Yeah, well, I love fishing base is nice, right? I do like it because there's a lot of space. Mm-hmm. But man, I really liked it down there by the hotels and everything. Like, it reminded me, like, we've taken a few trips going out to like Japan and Korea, Thailand, Philippines, and all that. But they have their like street markets, like walking right through the streets. Yes. And, it's like a special event because they close off the streets. So, like, when people would do that here and come here on vacation, they know it's something special because they're walking through the streets doing all that stuff. Yes. It's really cool. So, by the way, how do people get into this? Do you guys reach out to them? I know there's so many performers, right? And everybody. Also, Thursday's probably a better day because probably a lot of these performers have gigs on Fridays and Saturdays too, right?
And it's Christmas season.
Yep.
And so that's where I thought that do it on a weekday. And plus, Thursday's almost towards the end of the week. So they just come and kick back, listen to, because it's rare now that we would hear our local musicians, unless of course you're at a party.
Mm-hmm.
But give them that one night of getting almost everybody. That's not even 10th of what we have, on the list as musicians. But Voices of the Marianas made the announcement, for interested musicians to come and join, and it's just been through them calling in and us reaching out, because the time to accommodate everybody, this is not, this is very short compared to how it was in the past. They actually have a 2-day event for the Cantanisla just to accommodate all the musicians.
Wow, yeah, I could definitely see that because we have so many, and there's so much talent here, and man, I love listening to the ladies sing. Like our local ladies have such power, and I don't know how they do it, how they could sound with such a strong voice and also just such a beautiful sound at the same time. Strong and beautiful. Like when I hear I couldn't name a single person right now, but people who I've seen at different parties and different events and stuff like that. I would love to see that, some of that too. But this lineup is outstanding. So what? I picture Gordon's going to be there like all day as part of this stuff. Is he part of this too somehow? Yeah, that's it. This is a total Gordon event. Yes. So it looks like so this is CCAC Voices, and you got some help from the National Endowment for the Arts too.
Yes.
Phew. That's great. So let's try and do this again. Cantan Isla Kelil Falu. No.
Yes.
You guys say it so much better. Wait, can you say it one more time?
Cantan Isla Kelil Falu.
Khalil Falu.
Sounds like French, right?
Kelil Falu. That's right. Oh, I love it. That would be the new the fusion. Right there. Okay, so what else we got? This is going to be from 4 to 10, and it's free.
Yes,
it is.
Man.
Open to the public. Anybody can come and join us. It's a family fun night event. We are going to have a beer garden.
Oh, you got me.
Yeah. And so we're encouraging, participants and community members when they come. No open cans in the area, so we encourage them
In the
to
beer
be
garden.
in the beer garden. Yeah.
That's great. So
We
you
will have vendors as well. So we have Taggy North or Chaggy North.
Yeah.
We have Captain Nate's Barbecue that's going to be there. Yaya's Baked Goods. We also have a kids corner, Couples Cakeries Kids Corner, where they'll have games and prizes to give away. Lan Tea House. We have about 6 to 7 vendors that are going to be there that night. We will have barbecue too. So.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great night.
It'll be a great night.
Yes.
You get to go there. The street market will be happening, but you're going to be able to sit back, listen to some great local performances, and it's all free. And it's taking place on December 12th over at Garapan Fishing Base. Starts at 4. You guys starting early. I like it.
Because Miss Arlene decided with the voice that we are going to call in Chamorro and Carolinian performing artists just to do the opening chant of calling on people. Yeah, that's why it's 4, but the band actually kick off at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So it's almost like a blessing of the event by having the chant in the beginning.
I love it. Well, I'm looking forward to it for sure. Are you going to be singing at all?
Yeah. Maybe not this time. I don't know how to sing. I'm a bathroom singer.
Oh, nice. That's good. The acoustics are great for it. So Voices is doing a lot of stuff throughout the year. I know the Arts Council is doing a lot of stuff throughout the year. What are some of the other things that you guys have wrapping up this year or things that are happening early next year?
Well, on Arts Council's part, it's just a collaboration and assisting MBA with Christmas in the Marianas. And then usually in January, we have our ukulele in the village. And so this is where artisans go to the youth centers for after-school program, teaching the kids basic ukulele and introducing them to that instrument. And then February to March, of course, is our preparation for our annual Flame Tree Arts Festival.
Oh, Flame Tree is just the best. Just absolutely love Flame Tree. And it's mostly down over here.
Yes.
Is that where it's going to be again, over at Civic Center?
Sadly not. I don't think the construction is going to finish by then. So we are looking at either at the Garapan, at the Micro Beach, that Micro Beach American Memorial Park area, or up at the airport field.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting idea. There's no problem with parking over there.
No problem at all. And then we can, we have this new law that they enforce where we need to have the tents go 12 feet apart. This is a fire code law that we need to adhere to. So
12 feet apart for the tents?
Yeah. And so it really reduced our number of artists, participation. So I'm looking at a bigger venue because right now we have 298 registered artists who I think would be interested and who are always interested. Flame Tree, a big event. And last year it just went down to, at the Garapan Fishing Base, we were only able to accommodate 35.
Wow.
So that's another obstacle and challenge that I'm faced with for Flame Tree Festival, to adhere to the code and at the same time accommodate all the artists. Because usually at the Flame Tree Festival we go as big as 110, and now there's additional artists, and so that's one thing that I'm looking at on how to work around it, to be able to accommodate everybody.
That's too bad. 'Cause I loved, way back when I was doing, when I had a tent for Flame Tree, I loved like how they were all kind of close together. Yes. Your shop right there, all the way. I mean, it made it really nice, kind of cozy, and just really exciting. I wonder if having them all spread out like that takes a little bit away from it. But hey, fire code's going to be more important, right? But man, I love Flame Tree. I love all the artists coming out and showing all their wares and everything. I mean, the food's good too, and the entertainment's outstanding. But being there as an artist and having a booth is an amazing experience. Yes. I got to meet so many people who came over. Some people, people buy your stuff, or people might just hang out for a little while, or just look at your stuff, and it's just so cool to have that interaction with all these folks from different parts of the community. I love it.
And so this year, I just need to confirm them, but when we had our FSM celebration recently, all four the elected leaders that came were asking for us to send them invitation. And then I also got email from our international friends that want to come in, like for one group is from Russia, the other one is from Italy. That group organization, that is worked through Mrs. Sablon and Gordon. We have this MIDAF group where we have international friends wanting to come in for Flame Tree. So I'm looking at that. We have the Tiara team from Hawaii, the ones that did the theater of Nothing Micronesia about Micronesians. They're also interested to come next year and do a theatrical show at the Flame Tree. And so those are all the things that I'm thinking of on how to be able to accommodate the artists plus the visitors at a venue that can be able to hold everyone.
Man, Airport Field sounds awesome now. Like better and better. You already got the power there. CUC could easily help out with like dropping power lines and everything. The stage, plenty of space. Yeah, the parking is a big deal, right? But not only parking, but you got the lights for the parking, and man, I think that's a big winner for sure. And it's a multi-day event, so when the tourists are flying in, they're going to go past it and see that something's happening too.
They just might stop over.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely going to ask. I mean, that's something like those tour agents when they're taking them on the buses to the hotels and all that stuff. And if you look to your left, you'll see the fairgrounds. You guys should come out here and see the Flame Tree. And it's every year, and you don't want to miss it.
And Brad, it's the only 3-day event on the island that none of the artists get paid. Get paid for to come out and do their dances and do their music. And then for the artists, most of them are there the whole 3 days with no sales, but they're just there to demonstrate and meet people. And regardless if they don't make money, they're just there to share their knowledge on arts and crafts.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that teaming up with Voices of the Marianas this year would bring on more musicians to the stage, since they have some of the ones that rarely come on stage, or they have the new singers that are just rising now, coming out from the Voices. So it never hurts, I was thinking to have them come up first and do the anthem, have Voices sponsor the anthem.
Oh, yeah.
Open, English, Chamorro, Carolinian. But I have yet to sit down with them on that.
We can. I can say we can volunteer to sing the national anthem and the local anthem, definitely. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. That's the.
I love it. Nobody's put on the spot. We're gonna bring it. I love. It's gonna be great. Looking forward to Flame Tree. And is that March, April? April.
This year, for next year, we moved it to April 25th to the 27th.
Mhm.
Only because we usually have it on the third week, but the third week is Easter.
Mm.
And so I don't think anyone would want to go to Flame Tree with the Good Friday and the March on Saturday and, that Saipan.
Yeah, I want to be able to eat whatever I want too. I want to eat some barbecue. I'm not gonna be able to do that
You're just
on a
gonna be
Friday
eating fish and sardines.
during Lent. Yep, nope, that's it.
We should have Friday fish fries at March or April, right?
Oh my gosh!
That would be awesome.
Get
with
me
entertainment.
started on that. So I'm from Buffalo, New York originally, and it's the biggest thing because Lent's a big deal. It's a big Catholic community, big Christian community, and so every restaurant, every bar, everything has a fish fry Friday, and so we would go out every Friday and see who had the best fish fry, and you don't see a whole lot of it here. But like we have great fish, we should totally have like beer battered fish fries out here, and it should be massive. Unfortunately,
It'll be a good way to help promote our fishermen. Especially those that are making fishing as their source of income. And so if we have that Friday fish fry, and they come in from just fishing, get the fish and help them.
And also invite back the fish festival.
Ooh.
There was
We
a
used
fish
to
festival?
have, KKMP. Mr. Gary is the one that started the fish festival, but COVID happened, and
Oh, yeah.
we're just getting things back together. So hopefully that'll come back. But that fish festival is a very unique festival.
I know. I remember. I have the shirt, the WTF. Where's the fish?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yep.
And so
I saw it like, why would you wear? But I did not know where's the fish.
Oh yeah. In small letters on the bottom, it was there. Yeah.
Oh, I don't have good vision, but
They
I
were
saw.
just looking at the big letters and they're
Yeah, I was like, wow.
I love those shirts. I don't know what happened. I think I sent it. I had it and I enjoyed it for a little bit, and I sent it to my dad. So he was walking around with that shirt in New York.
Yeah.
That was a great fish festival. I really enjoyed it. And it wasn't just like one particular fish too. It was like all the local fish, all the good stuff. Oh my gosh! Now I'm hungry. I was already ready for breakfast before I left the house, and I was thinking, man, if only somebody delivered like a plate with like eggs and rice and like Spam or some like sausage or corned beef, but nobody delivers that, and that would be the best delivery.
Announce it. You have to announce it.
I just said something would have brought you.
No.
I was up since 5 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, but that's the plate. That's the plate to go. Like I would love that this morning, probably because we played soccer last night, and afterwards, you have to rehydrate with our mobile beer garden.
Right.
Yeah, and so that's good. That's good morning after soccer food for sure.
Speaking of the fish fry, we have a vendor that's going to be joining us that actually does the poke nacho.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so
Island
that's
rice.
something good to bring up to her because she's very accommodating with, if we say this is sellable, try it, she'll explore. And
Island grinds, right?
Yes. So that's
it's
something
delicious.
we can share with her and, just try it out for the Gantanisla, good chesa kanya.
Oh man! So do they have a place like Island Grinds, or is it just like do they do
They
the
have what is it called? A food truck.
Food truck?
Food truck, yeah.
But at every community, most of the community events, she's there, and over time, she changes the menu according to the function. So, she knows that the millennials now and the younger generation are into nachos and burgers and hot dogs. Yeah. So at events, she usually, does that.
Yeah.
And I also shared with the vendors that at Flame Tree 2 years ago, we had a vendor that came in and they're like, what do we sell? And I said, well, most of this food accommodate the older ones. There's no vendor for the younger generation. And I tell you, they were the top money maker in that 3 days.
Wow.
And all they served was cheeseburgers, hot dogs, and pink lemonade. No sodas. And they were the top money makers versus the ones that were selling.
Wow. You know, there's so many events that happen here, especially on the weekends, that I would think that would be like a massive thing for them to just stop over to, like, if there's a big soccer tournament or like a basketball tournament, just a regular weekend of soccer. If they just park that thing right out in front of the soccer, or at the baseball games when they have, like, if there's a basketball going on at the same time, all that stuff, I'll do it. I'll eat it. I'll try it. Yeah.
I think, like, especially with Dell, with her food truck,
Mhm.
I think if she knows the schedule so that she can also have time to go to, of course, all these regulatory agencies that they need to get clearance from, yeah? Like, to change, for the business license, she has to go and change activity. That's like $20 she needs to pay on top of the business license. But I think if they know the schedule, they'll be able to accommodate, and boy, it feels good to just walk out of the game and then get something, grab something to munch on, right after.
That's Del Lieto?
Yes. Del Lieto, Island Grinds.
Yep. So I am now trying to find them. Like, do they have like a social media or anything?
They're on Facebook.
Yeah, I think she's on Facebook.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's worth a find, because like when you said the poke nachos, like I'm like, oh, those are so good. So
She
good.
does her barbecue, but she also accommodates the younger generation with, now at the Cultural Heritage Month is where I tried her poke nachos, and I was like, wow.
All right, so let's see what I got. Island Grinds. It says it's closed now. Well, because it's 8:30 in the morning.
Yes.
So there's a couple of different ones. So I'll see if you can't tell me. Do you guys know which one it is of these? Hold on.
It's the one with the...
This one's Hawaii, so it's not this one.
No. Lives in Saipan?
Let me see.
That's California. Yeah, but that's set up as a person. You think that's it?
Yeah, I think that'll be the Island Grinds and Crafts.
Okay.
Because she's also an artist, a registered artist.
Okay.
So depending on where we need her, we'll tell her, Del, we need you to be Island Grinds, and Del, we need you to be an artist. So she's a very flexible artist that I love working with.
All right. Well, anyone who can make cool art and make cool food is great with me.
Yep.
So anyway, I found them as oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's them.
Hold on. You guys need to see this. 1 second. We're going to show you. This is Dell's page. If you guys aren't already, Island Grinds. Man, that food looks good.
And I tell you, it is good.
So how do they do? Is this like you go and find them? You give them a call? Look at that stuff. That looks great.
Yes, she's in. She participates in most of the community events, but she also has a contact number if you want to.
Oh yeah. Well, I could put that stuff up there. We can promote them a little bit here.
Yes, so we are promoting all of our vendors on our Facebook page as well.
Sweet.
We've shared most of them. Island Grinds just got in, so we have Island Grinds, Hiaya's Baked Goods, Taggy North, Lalan Tea House, Captain Nate's Barbecue. We also have Kapu's Cakery, Kids Corner, maybe even Benki. We'll see. Gotta reach out to Benki.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I love it. All right, so that's what's going on. It's going to be December 12th. There's going to be food. There's going to be a beer garden, and there's going to be free local entertainment. Like great local artists going to be performing at Fishing Base. The blessing starts at 4, and then the music starts at 5, and it's going to go past 10 now, right? We got more artists.
With the additional performers that we have coming in from Tinian and the Aging Center, and it's gonna go past 10,
And then there's a prize for the cha-cha competition too.
Oh, wait, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
So, cha-cha competition.
Yes.
What kind of prizes do you guys have?
It's cash prize, so it's $200 for.
Oh
the
my
couple.
gosh!
So I found out you cannot do cha-cha solo.
Oh.
So it's
Then it would just be a cha.
Yeah.
So cha-cha. So you got two people, and it's $200 is the top prize for the couple for the best cha-cha. Ooh, this is heating up now.
You know, and the executive director for Voices, he kind of got creative last night, and he was like, we can even do tapping to change partners until you find your right partner. I'm like, well, it's a cha-cha contest. We can do, anything with it. Make it fun, and have them rotate back to the original partners.
So you don't have to register to compete. Just come on onto the stage.
Wow.
But we will have secret judges, and nobody will know who
be
they
only
are.
tapping you if you're eliminated.
That's the worst tap.
I want to say thank you for dancing, Brad.
No, you're not tapping me to be my partner? No. Oh my gosh, that's got to be the most heartbreaking tap. But that's okay. It's gonna happen. You can only have two winners. Or you're gonna have to. It's a couple.
So it's almost like $100 each.
Nice.
For
and
being
it's
the last to be eliminated.
30-minute dance, right? I think that's good. That's a good workout.
That is a good workout. That's a lot of dancing.
The medleys go like 10 to 15 minutes, and most are done by then. No more dancing. They get tired, so that's a good.
Once you're out, right? Though once you sit down, so it's gonna be 30 minutes.
Just to give time for the judges to start eliminating, and by the end of the 30 minutes, hopefully, there's just that one couple.
Everyone else is done. They're tired.
We'll do that rotation first, and then we'll start tapping.
All that training you've been doing at USP over the years is not going to work. You cannot sit down in between the songs. You got to stay.
No sitting down unless you're tapped.
Unless
tap out.
Yeah.
Tap out.
No, wait, I was leaving anyway.
I was tired already.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like it's just going to be a great night. It might be worth it just to see. Hey, so who's playing? Do you have a special person who's performing for the contest, for the cha-cha contest, or are you guys just playing regular music?
Whoever is scheduled between 8 to 8:30, that's the band we
Sounds
chose.
of Harmony.
Sounds of Harmony,
yeah.
It consists of 3 young fellows, a keyboardist, a guitarist, and a uke player.
Wow, they're going for a whole hour. From 8, it says 8 to 9 o'clock.
Well, that's going to be revised because now that we have.
Now that we have the Tinian and Laura coming in.
Okay.
So we will share our program on our Facebook page, and we're going to get them printed before the event as soon as we edit and include the other additional performances.
Oh yeah, because it says Northern Star, they're going for like an hour also.
Yes.
So now you're going to be able to squeeze them in, and you might not even have to go later if you do that. Man, I love the Sugar King band. I mean, all these guys are great. I love and James Salapeo with Tom Bassa. That's going to be a great combo. I mean, both of those guys are awesome. I feel like I see James everywhere.
Jesse Sariola, I just recently discovered him on TikTok. When we were looking out for participants, Donovan, our executive director, mentioned Jesse and sent me his TikTok page, and I looked into him like, wow, this guy is pretty good. And he produces his own music. So I reached out to him via TikTok, told him to give me a call, gave him my number, and sure enough, we got him in. So it's his first public performance.
No, that's so cool. That's a great way to start, too. You couldn't go for a bigger event.
Mr. Peter O'Donnell that's starting off.
Yeah, Slacky.
He does Slacky.
He does what?
Slacky.
Really?
Yeah. So last year he joined us, but didn't sing, but just opened the show up with the Slacky. So, we have our older generation, and then we have a Slacky player, and then we have a musician coming in with originally composed songs. Then we have the young guns, and we have a rapper.
What?
Yeah,
Yes, we do, Josh Castro.
Rapper.
What? Yeah, I know him, but wow, that's awesome.
It's different genres of music. Then we have Tinian also joining us. But, Brad, this program, as fun as it may be, but it's really the promotion of our language through music. And so that's why we don't have dancers on this night. it's all about Chamorro and Carolinian music, and it's just to promote it, because I see that, you know, even in a Carolinian Chamorro household, English is spoken, you know, so we try to promote this and with the help of the bilingual, but at least that one night, and if it gets bigger and bigger, it might turn into 3 days, and who knows, there's gonna be booths, or just you're there and you're just speaking the local, the native tongue.
I love it.
I know for the Voices of the Marianas, our season 1, or Sebastian from last year's from season 1, he and his group called Nisian Harmony are composing new originals to perform on that night. So, and also Donovan and the Sugarcane Band, they have been practicing on their Chamorro songs, and it's going to be amazing. I know they have surprises. The two group have surprises for the event. So looking forward to that. And the new artists that we're about to hear them perform, like I've never heard, like, you know, Jesse, this is his very first public performance, so that will be awesome for him as an exposure. And we hope that, you know, as we do the Content Isa every single year, if we can, that we will showcase new artists, new and upcoming artists, you know, local artists.
And
so.
might even turn it into a 2-3 day event to accommodate. And like I said, that is not even 1/4 of the musicians that we have.
Yeah, I bet.
On island. So we're kicking it back slow, and eventually it'll grow.
Well, I'm looking forward to. Please make sure you get us the new program once you got it, so we can keep telling people about it. That's going to be on Thursday, December 12th, from 4 to 10 p.m. over at Garapan Fishing Base. It's going to be great, and it's a great celebration of language and culture, and also it's going to be a great. I'm just looking for a comfortable seat so I can sit down and relax, go win a cha-cha competition, then come back and just have a great night.
Before I forget, I want to mention that. We're going to be distributing tickets. There's going to be a ticket booth where you have to buy your tickets to buy any product or any food or any drinks at the event. So yeah, that will be one of the best ways for us to run the event, is through the ticket and not through the coupons.
Okay. Okay, that's great. So like if you're going to buy something, it's like, oh, this is 4 tickets or whatever. Yeah, okay, great. That's a great idea. You get to track all the sales and all that other stuff.
Yeah, only because the Voices of the Marianas are not charging the food vendors. However, they're getting some percentage back.
What sale?
Proceeds, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
That'll help us cover for some of the costs for the event, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Any shout-outs for anybody?
I want to thank Glorina and Arts Council at the Governor's Office for allowing us the opportunity to collaborate for this event. We're really excited about it, and we look forward to it, and we hope that we can continue to work together. And we're enjoying her leadership. she's a lot of help for us. We're learning, and we love having her around.
Well, Brad, shout out to you.
Yeah.
For inviting us.
Yes.
Now I know where your studio is, so
Yes.
I'll visit you more frequent than like we've been strangers for like how many months.
Hey.
Shout out to the Voices of the Marianas. It's a very new group. My function with them and partnering with them is just to like guide them. And hopefully they'll be the next nonprofit to take over street market.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big responsibility.
Yeah.
It's a big
big
responsibility,
responsibility, but can be done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then I want to do a shout out to my staff. So I'm on my way there. And DCCA Secretary's office, we have scheduled to meet at the governor's office for Christmas Village.
Oh.
You should cover that. The lighting, I'm promoting them. It's going to be on December 6th. The lighting up at the governor's office and down at the multipurpose center. And I would like to do an invite for our community to come out and join us on December 12th. Come listen to the music, kick back, join the cha-cha competition, and we'll just take it from there. Thank you.
And happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Oh, yes,
Enjoy
happy
your
Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I can't wait for Thanksgiving. Now, more food. This is all about songs and language, and I'm thinking about food now, again, with Thanksgiving right around here. I want to say thank you very much for joining us this morning and being on here, and look forward to seeing you back again for all the other stuff that you got going on.
I will be back.
Yes.
Be in touch. Thank you.
I shall be back.
All right, folks, we're going to take a real quick break. We come back, we'll get all the latest that we've got, the update from the Associated Press. And we'll start talking about some of our local news as well. So real quick break, and we'll be back right after this.
It's a great day to be up 3-0. I'll tell you that. It probably is not great to be down.
I'm Brad Rosala, and I'm the owner for Commonwealth Communications.
And I am Jojo Alipuzu. I am the owner of Island Image and Ocean.
And this is our joint venture, Sideline Studios. This whole concept that we have of doing all these live stream productions and covering news and doing live shows and everything, it wouldn't happen if we didn't have a great partner like IT&E, someone who can handle the bandwidth and provide it and then get us what we need when we need it, and then be a real partner for us for all the events, whether we're doing live sporting events, broadcasts. All of these things happen because of our partnership with IT&E.
With IT&E providing us with the fiber and point-to-point and even the MBRs, it's just a great piece of equipment to use when we're broadcasting our sports, our events, our performances, especially our cultural performances. And it's just great to share our culture here in the Marianas with the world. And IT&E has been there from the get-go.
The thing I like best about working with IT&E is how willing they are to come out and find a solution. Even for Liberation Day, we thought we had a pretty good solution for our live stream setup, and it turns out that we did not have the right setup that we thought we needed. That day, just before the parade, reached out to Paul and said, here's our situation. What do you think? He's like, we're gonna figure this out. While he's sitting there barbecuing, getting ready for the parade to start, he starts burning up the phone lines, calling everybody in IT&E, what can we do, what's the right solution? They left their families to do this stuff and get us the equipment that we needed to broadcast live. That's over and above. That's on a holiday. That's when he was out there spending time with his family.
That's why IT&E is just the best, just really in touch with the people and the community.
I recommend IT&E to everybody. Tell them the options are there, and you could choose whoever you want and then figure out what you think is the best. But when you're ready, when you're tired of having your calls disconnected or not having service, then you reach out to the guys from IT&E.
My name is Kelly. I've never been good at giving up. And that's okay, because I have big plans. This might sound crazy right now, but someday, I will be the captain of my own ship.
It's the captain.
Attention on deck! I'll steer it through new waters. And I'll stand up to the biggest storms. Me and my crew will fight back against the toughest enemies. I'll lead the sailors on my ship, my way. And together, we will always do what is right. I'll show the world any girl can be a captain. I'll show them that I am enough. No matter what comes my way, I'll stay the course. Because history won't remember those who took the easy way out. My name is Kelly, and it means determination.
AP News, I'm Jackie Quinn. Traveling for the Thanksgiving holiday, about 80 million Americans are. And weather could become an issue on the West Coast, which was just pounded by an atmospheric river.
Threats for some locally heavy rainfall across central Southern California, and then that precipitation extending eastward and inland as we go into the early part of this week. Likely some heavy snowfall for the higher elevation.
Meteorologist Rich Otto at the National Weather Service says the East Coast could feel the effects of that storm by midweek, and they're watching another system.
For Thanksgiving Day into Friday, with a mixture of likely rain along the coast and some snow for the inland locations of New York and New England.
Overseas, Hezbollah's fired some 250 rockets into Israel, wounding 7 people in a heavy barrage. It's thought to be in response to deadly Israeli strikes in central Beirut. Here's our Karen Chamas.
An Israeli strike on a Lebanese army center killed 1 soldier and wounded 18 others, according to the Lebanese military. The strike occurred in southwestern Lebanon.
Israeli authorities say they believe an Israeli Moldovan rabbi who went missing in the United Arab Emirates was deliberately targeted and killed. They call it an anti-Semitic terror incident. UAE authorities are not revealing details. Secretary of State Antony Blinken will be joining G7 leaders this week outside Rome. They're meeting to focus on the Middle East wars and the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The family of a Las Vegas man fatally shot this month after he called police because of an armed intruder wants the officer who killed Brandon Durham to be arrested and fired. AP college football poll, Oregon remains at the top spot, while Alabama and Mississippi are out of the top 10. This is AP News. The canine alternative to Thanksgiving football games.
I'm Margie Zaraletta with an entertainment update. The National Dog Show returns Thanksgiving Day on NBC for its 23rd year. Host John O'Hurley says there are many beautiful dogs, but people seem to root for one dog in particular.
The golden retriever at some point during our natural lives to be selected as best in show. It seems to be the Susan Lucci of the dog world.
Moana 2 hits theaters on Wednesday with Moana having a little sister. Khaleesi Lambert-Suda says she loved playing Samia.
I don't have an older sister, so it was nice playing a baby sister.
We'll do it in 2 and 2.
Game show host Chuck Woolery has died at the age of 83, according to his podcasting partner. Woolery hosted Love Connection, Scrabble, Lingo, and originally Wheel of Fortune. I'm Margie Zaraletta.
And I'm Jackie Quinn. AP News.
The Earth is 70% water. And 30% land. But the entire sky belongs to us. Copy that. Team Hireman.
All right, Marianas, it's 8:49 a.m. It is Monday, and that means school, that means work, that means all of it. It's not that bad. I hope you had a great weekend, because we absolutely did. We didn't miss a beat, had all kinds of fun, fam, friends, you name it. We had the full slate of activities over the weekend, and boy, this week does not slow down at all for us. We're going to be getting at it right away today after we get out of here, heading up to CUC because they've got a meeting going on today. In fact, let me open this up. Tomorrow, we're going to have Cameron Attelig from Tupu Cane Juice. He's going to be in studio with us. That's going to be great. On Wednesday, we're going to have Joe Guerrero. He's the president of the Saipan Chamber of Commerce, so he'll be in here. But he'll be here because they're having a big event at Naked Fish, and he's going to tell us all about it. Also, this Wednesday is a big day in our house because it is Leilani's birthday. She's going to be 12 years old. Oh, my God, going on 16, I swear. It is great to be a girl dad. I got my great son also, but, man, that's going to be a thing. We're going to have a big old sleepover. It's going to be wild in our house for sure. Anyhow, happy birthday going out to Rick Bauer. It's his big day today. International crime fighter is what he really is. That should be his official title. We're doing some great stuff in the community. All right, we got about 10 minutes left of the show. There's only so much that we can get to before we get out of here for that. Let me just pull up one little thing because I just want to confirm the schedule for today. But that's what we're going to end up doing is we're going to be live for you for the for the CUC meeting today. And because I had the, let me just open it up. But yeah, so all right, it's an email. That's why I can't find it. So we're going to be in there for that, where I've got the full agenda for everything. And it's a tough one because it's a tight turn after we got the info. I know they put it out, I think, yesterday. Or at least it was over the weekend. They had their... here we go. I'll let you guys see the schedule as well. Here we go. Let's open it up. Let's download it, and I'll open it up proper for you. There we go. So you guys can see what's on tap for the CUC meeting today. This is what we're going to be checking out at 9:30. Of course, they go through the regular stuff. They adopt the minutes and talk about all that. They're going to have the executive director's report, the CFO's report, and the legal counsel report. Then they're going to do the committees for a couple of bids where they've got appeals. They got personnel committee things. I can't imagine personnel committee can do too much there because really the whole function of the personnel committee for the board is to deal with things that are brought up by the employees. And you would think that that's got to be an executive session. Then they're going to knock out the old business that they've got, where they're going to talk about the new rates with the CHC. They're going to talk about privatizing part of the power, their renewable energy plan, which, by the way, is not new, right? That's been something that they've been talking about for a long time. And then they're going to talk about the drug policy, all kinds of little things. They're going to talk about the fuel adjustment charge and the IRP that's been going on for at least 10 years. I know it's a long, but at least they're getting it going. Then they got some new things going on. They got new business, and they'll get to that. And we're going to see what happens and the status of the cost of service study. So anyway, the thing is, public comments are almost all the way at the end. And then they're going to go to executive session. You know, it's not my board. It's our board, I guess, because it's CUC. But I think it'd be even better to have public comments at the beginning, as soon as you can, before you do all the reports and everything. Because if you're going to make some decisions and everything, somebody who's making some kind of comments might have something that will be important to that. Because people aren't listening and then making their comments on the spot based on what they heard during the meeting. I think it's better to get that stuff early. I would love for them to move that up earlier in the meeting, because it's almost like they're just trying to wait out all the folks who come there to talk. I think it's in the best interest for them to move that around. And I bet if anyone brought it up to them, they'd probably do something about that, because it doesn't serve the community well to have the public comments that late into it. So might as well have it first. All right, that's my take. That's my little take on the order of operations for the way they've got it. Hey, so speaking of meetings, there's all kinds of meetings going on with regards to trying to figure out if they're going to end up getting a new inter-island carrier here, someone who's already in the local theater of operations, Marianas Air Connection Services, Micronesia Air Cargo, MAX, JP Holdings. So they're here flying cargo, and they're interested in flying people also, and they're planning on doing it. But the thing is, they're asking now for a qualifying certificate. So basically, not going to have a whole lot of taxes attached to it. Now, I don't know. I haven't seen what they're looking for, the actual QC. Because, and I'm a fan of qualifying certificates, especially if it's in an area where we don't currently have anyone serving. The only thing is, for this one, it's a toughie for me, I'm not sure if this covers their entire business or just for this section of their business. Yeah, not sure how that works. But I'm a fan generally of qualifying certificates. Specifically, if there's nobody already in that market doing what they're doing. I think it's a good thing because it get an investor in here starting a business, because there's other ways that we'll reap the benefits from those taxes, like payroll taxes and all the other stuff. So anyway, oh man, I'm looking forward to seeing how this works. They've got their support for it too. And you'd figure it would be Rhoda and Tinian who would be on board for getting another carrier. But we shall see. The main thing we want to do is avoid getting a situation like we had with Marianas Southern, where they got an unfair advantage by being gifted a whole bunch of money to buy some planes, and it was at the expense of one of our local competitors who are already serving the local market for years. So, all right, that's about what we got for today, folks. We'll be back again. We'll be on for baseball and pizza tonight. That's a great combo. And we'll be looking forward to seeing the Pirates and the Brewers tonight, 6:30, Tonco Field. All right. Any last shout-outs? Any other messages from you guys before we get out of here? I'm going to start packing up and heading up to CUC, and we'll be broadcasting live from there. So without further ado, I bid you adieu. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you in about a half an hour for the CUC board meeting. Have a great day. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Good morning, Marianas. So many things we got to discuss. Happy day, Tirawami greetings to Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news, from a beautiful place with the Pacific